So let's go ahead and test out this first line here. Restrict certain areas aside from general users, such as public calendar and all site access. No pop-up windows from public calendar. So I am not yet logged in. Are you logged in?
I am not yet logged in.
Okay, so I am here. We can see that I'm not signed in. If I were to public calendar, I'm actually told to sign in. I shouldn't have to be told to sign in to access the public calendar.
Oh yeah, I get the same thing.
I guess maybe we phrase this: the public calendar that we're restricting. It's parts of the within the public calendar that we're restricting. So, access to the public calendar should be public. But aspects of the public calendar should not be public. Should be restricted, I should say. Such as the ability to edit events from the public calendar. This is the ability to edit or create events. All right, well, I guess we can go ahead and sign in.
All right.
Okay, AutoSched. Welcome to is the password.
That's good. Welcome to.
We don't need to remember this password. So I'm logged in.
All right, hang on. I'm logging in right now.
Now, I don't know what level of access this login has. I suspect, or I'm assuming, that it's the same level of access that a general user would have. And as a general user, I shouldn't have access to all site content. Only admins should have access to this. If I were to go to public calendar, let's see. And I'm clicking on public calendar now.
Yep, so am I.
And I still have access to all site content. Let's see if I can create an item.
Where do you see all site content?
At the far left navigation window. I can create something from the public calendar, which I shouldn't be able to do. I should have to actually go to request event. Let's see if I can edit something. I can edit something. I can delete something if I want. A general user should not have the ability to do this. Only admins should. Okay, so I think we've captured what needs to happen here. Access to the public calendar should be public, meaning you shouldn't have to log in to be able to see it.
But just to view it, right?
Right, just to view it. And when general users log in, again, they shouldn't have to log in to view the public calendar. But when they're logged in, let's say that they log in and they're not requesting an event, but let's just say they log in and are just muddling around, whatever, and they happen to go to the public calendar, they shouldn't then be able to add things, delete things. They should only be able to look at the public calendar, and that's it. And this all-site content shouldn't be available to public users because that gives them back-end access to lots of different things that they shouldn't have access to.
Right, which they could then proceed to delete everything, and that would be bad.
That would be very bad. Okay, so that's, I think we've addressed 56, issue 56. Hopefully well enough that we're all on the same page. So we will move on to 63, I think. Is there anything that you want to add to this?
No, that sounds right to me. So, I mean, do we know for sure that this is supposed to be a general user?
I don't know what kind of login that Richard created.
Okay.
I don't know if this login has admin access or if it's just general user.
Do you want me to ask him, or?
Sure, if you like.
Do we? All right, yeah. I mean, I can go get him if you want.
Sure.
Just, all right, hang on. All right, if he wants to chime in, I'll send him the way to log in, but otherwise I'll just ask him that one question. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to pause the recording. So you spoke to Richard, and he's in a meeting?
He's in a meeting.
Okay. Well, I only see that we have one login that he provided. Since we're testing back-end stuff and then client-facing things, I would think that we would need two logins, one so that we can test admin stuff and one so we can test what the client sees. But I don't know what kind of login we have for this, and he's in a meeting. So we're going to proceed as if this were some sort of general user, though I don't know. We do have admin access to things, though. I don't, again, know what level this is off the top of my head. So let's test number 63. And this is from Margaret. Can you move event scheduling Swift heading to replace the created? We already have a date created field in. It seems redundant. Okay. So if we were to go to all site content.
Okay. And view all site content.
And then go to event scheduling, I believe.
Scheduling. Okay.
Okay. And she's asking, can you move event scheduling Swift heading to replace the created? Event scheduling is near to the right. Let's actually take a look at what the site, the live site looks like so we can compare and contrast. I'm opening it up right now.
Yep, no problem. I'm doing that right.
And I believe I'm already logged in as an admin, though. We'll see.
That's good.
All right, event scheduling. Okay, so compare and contrast. We have title, event type, event date. Title, event type, event date, event time, dry run, event time, dry run date, event time, dry run, FSS status, event time, dry run, FSS, FSS, TSS, TS status, event scheduling Swift, event scheduling Swift. Nothing really seems to be changed, unless I guess the change already took effect, but that's what we're testing, so I don't know why this would be in the live environment. Created by, date created by, date created, presenter name, moderator name. So there seems to be no difference between the live site and the test site. So if it's been deployed to the live site, then well and good, but we're testing it, so I don't know why that would be deployed to the live site. I can't remember off the top of my head what it initially looked like, if it looked any different. But she's asking, let's go back.
Question that Margaret has, or
can you move event scheduling Swift heading to replace the created? We already have a date created field. It seems redundant. So, created by, date created.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what she's saying is that event scheduling underscore Swift, whatever, shows that it's completed, like it's been created, but there's also a field showing you when it's been created, so.
Right, I don't know.
Kind of redundant.
Let's see, title, event type, event date, event time, dry run, event time, dry run. All this stuff seems important. Event scheduling, workflow completed, created by, date created. All this stuff seems necessary, so, and it's all on the live site too, so I'm wondering if this was actually deployed to the live site. You know what, I know some of this was deployed to the live site because the public calendar, I have to log into it to see it when I'm not logged in already. I noticed that the other day.
Oh, it didn't used to be that way?
No. No, it never used to have been. No, it didn't. So some of this stuff has been deployed to the live site, I suspect. Okay. I don't really know how to address this one because you still have event scheduling and you still have created, but this stuff seems. Maybe there was another. I guess there was another column here that was created, and then there was date created, and that was maybe redundant. And maybe created what used to be where event scheduling used to be. So I'm suspecting this has already been deployed, and it's what she needs. But she's not here, so we will move on.
Right.
All right. Now we're looking at 70. What is going on with my other laptop?
Where the title and the public calendar go. Okay.
Somebody's creating an event, dry run or live. Can dry run be added to the title? Someone is creating an event. Can the dry run be added for the title in the public calendar view? Oh, I see. I know what she means. So if we were to go to the public calendar, she wants like the symbol to be like, dry run in front of the actual title, so you can at a glance see what's a live event and what's a dry run event.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That makes sense to me.
And if it says dry run, then obviously it's a dry run. If it doesn't say dry run, then that means it's a live event. I'm going to it now. I don't see anything that says dry run, but let's go ahead and create something. I wonder how this is going to work since emails aren't going to go out. Huh?
Yeah, there's one on the 20th that says dry run up front, but I could just be they typed that into the title. I don't know that that's necessarily.
The 11 o'clock postponed?
No, the
July 20th or June 20th?
June 20th. There's one more item. If you expand that, if you click one more item, the 4 o'clock. The Aligning Community Colleges dry.
I see it. But I don't see it on anything else. Let's see if we go ahead into July. I mean, there's got to be dry runs in July, and I don't see anything that says dry runs. Like, for instance, the July 2nd, there's a dry run, but it's at the end.
Right, that's a dry run.
So let's actually request an event.
Okay.
Create request. Sure, we'll just put in some stuff. Put in my... Actually, let's put in my DOL. Okay. Next. And we'll just put some gibberish in here, and we'll put in my Gmail account as the first level approver. Okay. I'm just going to quickly blow through this. We'll say test. Test calendar tag. Gibberish for the description. And let's do something far out. September 19th, noon. Sure. Next. Next. Let's schedule a dry run because that's what we're testing. Let's do September 13th at 11. Next. 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 Up. Next. 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 To be determined for moderator. To be determined for presenter. And let's go ahead and click finish. Yes, I'm finished. Success. And all the stuff that I'm looking at right now, recently modified, shouldn't be here. I'm a general user. Home should maybe be there. Resources should maybe be there. Edit event. Webinar and success don't necessarily need to be there, as does all site content. I guess edit event. What's edit event? I guess edit event is both things in both places. I don't know why we need two, so if one could be removed, that would be good. Okay, so let's take a look at the public calendar. We said September. Even though it's not approved, it should be on the calendar as a placeholder. September, come on.
What date scheduled?
I'm sorry?
You scheduled it for the 19th?
Yeah, and I scheduled the dry run for like the 14th or something like that, or 13th. Not on live event. Says live. And it's on the 19th. I don't see my dry run though.
It's not there. Yeah.
Maybe because it wasn't approved? Let's see. Let's open up a new tab. Let's go ahead and prove it. Event scheduling. The test. New item. No approval link. Okay. So how do I get the approval link again? Let's go to, what did I have to do here? can't remember off the top of my head. Item. Form. Oh yeah, I gotta replace that number. That's right. And this is 381. Let's see. Interesting. 381. Is that right? That's 381. No, I'm sorry, it's 382. 382. That's interesting. Do the same amount. But in any event, it's 382. So I don't know if this would be the same URL. Let's take a look. Item. I think this is just going to take me to the form for the actual live event that's on the actual live site rather than taking me to the test environment. Yep, take me to trade adjustment assistance. Let's create another one. I'm going to create another one.
Okay.
Because there isn't a 383 on the live environment or in the live site. Test event. Create request. Sure. We'll say this is S2, calendar tag. Do this in October. Live event 31st, noon. Oops, I do want to schedule a dry run. That's what we're testing. Dry run is October 16th at 11. And we'll hit finish. Okay. Find content. It should be 383. It is. Let's go back here. Copy. Let's put 383 in first. Error. Yep, because this is the live site and there's nothing to point to. So we can't test that out. Because we can't create something. Let's see if something's in October 16th for a dry run. Well, there is actually something for October 16th for a dry run. That's interesting. Why wasn't there something in September?
Dry run 1. Test 2. That's weird, right?
Yeah. Well, it says dry run and live one, which is fine. You can tell at a glance. I wonder why that other one didn't show up. I wonder if I missed a step somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that it's working, but it's worrisome if it doesn't work all the time, right?
You know what? I found it. It's in August when I did the dry run. I just picked the wrong month, I guess. So that's working. That's fine. That's good. That's good to go.
All right, good stuff. That's nice.
Let's test out if we're doing multiple events, if it will actually show up.
Mobile events?
Multiple events.
Oh, multiple. Okay.
I don't know what other scenario to test out for this. Pretty straight up. We'll either do it or it won't. The only other thing to test, it would seem, is if there are multiple events, multiple dry runs.
I'm not clear. Is that like something that we're doing in this round of updates, or?
Well, we've had the ability to allow people to schedule multiple events. That ability has been there for a while, but we're testing whether things show up as live or dry run in the calendar. We've tested it for a singular event. Now we're going to test it for multiple events.
Gotcha. Hey! Excuse me.
I see.
Thank you.
Let's look at October. Let's do the 30th. 11:30. Add another date. Do the 29th. 9 a.m. What is going on the 29th for us already in October? Because there's something happening on that day in the live, I think. Not to get sidetracked, but there's like no times available on the 29th of October in the test environment. That's interesting. We have a presenter from 11 to noon and youth build from 2 to 3:30. There should be a gap there from 1 to, well, I guess not.
Well, theoretically, no, I guess not. Because isn't the requirement there to be an hour in between?
Yeah. So if it goes from 12 to, so there can't be anything from 12 to 1. So at 1 o'clock and 1 to 2, that blocks that out. That's interesting. Well, in any event, that'll go away since we'll be able to run concurrent events. We'll choose 9. Add another event. Do the 28th. Let's do 9 again. And we will go to next. This interface could be up polished because end users would probably think that they have to click add another date and then they could move on, but they actually just select the time, date, and then they click next. They're probably thinking they have to click add another date. Anyways, that's another thing. Let's go to next. Yes, you want to schedule a dry run. We were going to do it in the month of October. And we'll do the 2nd, and another date, do the 21st, 12, add another date, the 18th, at 1, next. So I could, I guess, hit just save and close, and it should populate it. But that's not what we're testing right now, because it should hold the dates and times until midnight on the day that you're actually scheduling. I shouldn't necessarily, if we're just testing it, I shouldn't necessarily have to click finish, but we will. Alright, finish. Okay, let's go to October. Alright. Live, 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 live. Dry run, dry run, dry run, dry run. So those are showing up if we're doing singular events, and it's also showing up if we're doing multiple events. So that seems to be functional. Let's make a note. Actually, let's make a note on the number 70. Seems, my caps lock off, seems to have already been deployed to the live site. Wrong one. And this is functioning. Functional. Dysfunctional. Tested for single and multiple events. We'll say that number 64, 65, what is this? 63. Functional. And let's go to the public calendar. I think this has been deployed to this live site. Non-functional. And it seems to have been deployed. Alright, so now we are on number 72, 73, 73.
Initiator changes the title to an event. It's updated the event scheduling list view, but not in the public calendar view. I don't quite get it.
That's, for instance, if what Margaret's saying here is if, like, you know, the second level approver pushes it back to the initiator to change the title, they can update the title. It'll update in the back-end view of things, but it won't update in the public calendar. This one, how do we test this?
I guess we have to update a title to an event.
Yeah, but we would need an event that's actually going through the workflow. Let's do military state data exchange. Let's see if we can. Now it's going to push me to the live site, and I can't approve it there because that's the live site. And if I approve it, I'm playing with the live thing.
Right.
I don't know how to test this.
Right. Maybe that's the note that they have to have an internal thing. Because otherwise, you're right. If the link points you back to the real thing, we can't be messing with that.
Right. Could not test to update title access to the event. How do I say this? Could not test to update the title. We need access. Change the event without it affecting the live site. Would change the event on the live site, which is not acceptable. mean, do you? That's my read of it, anyways.
Yeah, sure.
How do I update the event so that I can then verify that the title was changed on the public calendar when the event that I'm updating is an actual live event?
Right. And I mean, are we going to have the same issue with any of these?
I think so.
Where is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even the next one, 75, I think it's going to be the same problem, probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now we have to throw back to them because we can't test stuff if we don't have the, the functionality to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That might be something that we have to go back to Richard or Bob or whoever.
I wonder if I created something on the live site. How long would... What?
Go ahead. We'll create like a test on the live site?
Yeah, but then that's going to start triggering emails to people. But they know we're testing, right?
I guess.
I mean, if we're doing something on the live site, then that definitely triggers emails to people.
Right. Who gets the emails? Could we, email Kevin and everybody?
Let me think this through. Hold on.
Yeah.
If I do this on the live site, I could create an event, but it's still the live site that I'm testing. And these changes shouldn't have been deployed to the live site because we're testing it in the test environment. You know what I'm saying? So if I create an event on the live site and it's replicated over on the test environment, all the stuff still is sitting on the live site, and what we're supposedly testing is stuff that's been deployed to the test environment.
So it still wouldn't make sense unless it's fully on the...
Yeah, unless, stuff's already been deployed to the live site, which, why are we testing the test environment then? Why wouldn't we just test the live site? The whole point of us testing the test environment is because it's not deployed to the live site, because we want to QA before it's on the live site.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense to me. A lot of the stuff seems to already have been put on the live site, though.
Right.
So I don't know.
Which should not, that's not how it should be, because that's one of the issues we've run into before, where we're actually deploying things to a live site before it was QA'd.
Right.
And people don't like that.
Right.
What's
that? We're supposed to test it before it goes live.
Right. Otherwise, we look like assholes because we didn't test it, and then it's live.
And then people have problems, and we don't even know that it's there, much less that they have problems with it.
Right.
Bob briefly...
I'm going to punt this back to them. Could not test.
Okay.
All right. That's kind of frustrating. So we are now on 99. Events are not being removed from the calendar, and the dates are not being released when the form isn't approved at all levels. This we would need to test, in this would take a couple days to test, because it actually needs to hit the 2-business trigger day.
Huh.
Events are not being removed from the calendar, and the dates are not being released when the form isn't approved at all levels within 2 business days. I guess we can test it, but we just have to check back in 2 days, right?
I guess. Is this another, I apologize, this is a dumb question, but is this going to be the same thing? Like, does this work?
I don't know.
Fully with
because I'm able to create things on the test environment, and it's sitting there on the public calendar and on the back end. So it should disappear from the public calendar and the back end after 2 business days, because that's what should be happening on the live site. So I'm creating stuff, and it is showing on the public calendar in the test environment. So I guess since we're not approving we can't approve anything, what I've already entered in should suffice, because it's not being approved on any level. So all the stuff that I created for like October and August and September, all those tests, test 1, test 2, test 3 for calendar, that stuff should disappear. But we can't know that until we check back in, drumroll, 2 business days.
Right.
So
the theoretical Sunday stuff should be gone.
Events were created on 6/27/13 at approximately, we'll say 10:30 a.m. We'll check back to see if the events ever dropped from the public calendar, the back end. So I don't know necessarily if they need to be dropped from the back end, but they do need to be dropped from the public calendar. We'll check back to see if the events were dropped from the public calendar and the back end on, let's see, today's Thursday, Friday, I think, what is it, Monday? So not counting today, it's Friday, Monday. We'd have to check back on Tuesday.
Okay, is that how it works?
Yeah, so when somebody it just saves it, you don't count the day that it was on. Well, I guess it is different because when you finish it, that does count it. So saving and finishing are two separate things. When you save it, you haven't finished it. You still have until midnight of that day to come back into the form and finish it. Otherwise, the dates and times that you've chosen will be released by midnight. When you actually finish it, then it's out of your hands. So yeah, I guess it would be on the day that you actually finish it, not by midnight, or you're not being held off until the next day. So we'll say Monday/Tuesday.
Okay.
If it's there Monday, I'm not going to raise a red flag. I'm going to check back Tuesday, and if it drops off, then know that it worked. I'm kind of fuzzy on when it actually, like, that clock starts. Is it when I hit finished at 10:30, and then 2 business days from 10:30, that's when it's off, or is it like by midnight on that day? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the business rules that were set up exactly.
And that might be a good thing to get clear about, because, when they ask, we need to know, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We can't be like, oh, I don't know, I never thought about it. So I'm sure there must be some, besides just testing it, you'd think Richard or somebody, whoever built that in, would know.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to be listening to this, so hopefully they'll provide feedback. Hopefully, it's only right now 37 minutes long. Let's not make it too much longer.
Off in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it.
Go back.
Let's see. Number 108 is the next one. Event has been rejected, but still appears on the public calendar. I can't reject an event because this is a test environment. Could not test. Wait. Next one is 118. New email group. That is something I could look into. We have that mail trap. And I think I'm going to AutoScheduler. See, what do I need to do to get this? How do I actually read the emails? Test? This is the test. Okay. Well, emails should be going out to the AutoScheduler team. So emails should be going out to the initiator, letting them know that they finished the form. An email should be going out to the first level approver, letting them know that they need to approve it or do whatever they need to do with it. And email should be going out to the webinar team, which is everybody here. Kevin, me, Margaret, you, Bob Jakes, and Bob Rupert. Letting us know, the webinar team know whenever something is touched, whenever it's at any level of the approval process. And I'm not seeing that. Let's refresh. I'm only seeing one email go, but that seems wrong because I did a couple of, this says 2 days ago. You can go and hop off if you need.
Okay, you want me to dial back in then when we're done? I'm not sure how long this will take.
Yeah, just shoot me a message, shoot me an email or Yammer or whichever's easiest for you, and I'll hop back on. But I'm going to noodle around with this because he's showing me that I need to go to MailTrap.io, which I'm there. You can hop off. I'm just going to talk to myself for a second.
All right, very good. I'll talk to you after that.
All right.
Thanks, Gary. Bye.
Bye. All right, so reviewing MailTrap, I'm finding no new emails 24 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 months ago, about 1 month ago, about 1 month ago. So nothing really to test for things going out from the test environment. So I really can't test to see if this new email group is it's being sent to them. Okay, let's do some of the approver stuff. We're going to be testing 102, 103, 104, 105, and 106.
Okay.
So, 102, second level approver is not directed to the proper site page when selecting approval, review, eject. We can't test this. The test would mean being able to schedule events within the test environment. 103, third level approver is not directed. Same thing, cannot test. The test would mean being able to schedule events within the test environment. 104, when an event is rejected, the event isn't being removed from the public calendar. Can't test, same reasons. Kevin Beatty, not receiving webinar team emails at any level. Same thing with number 118. I'm not seeing any emails from the site, from the test site. So I don't know if those emails aren't going out or what. But couldn't test it. No emails are going out, or maybe it's broken and that needs to be fixed. Can't really say. Then 106. System requirements should only need second level approver to input third level approver, yada yada. Can't test. The test would mean being able to schedule events within the test environment. All right. I think we had another one, number 75, which we already did. No, it's from second level approver. Couldn't test that. Yeah. So that's all the stuff that's laid out in Richard's, the highlighted red text in Richard's email.
Okay.
So for today, I think there's really not much more we can test. What do you think?
It sounds right to me. I mean, it sounds like the immediate message is that we have these issues with these things, so that when, hopefully that gets corrected, we can come back and, work together, and, you, me, and Margaret, I'll be Dolores, you be, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we'll take on those roles, and then we'll go through it, and hopefully get the emails and be able to check everything's correct, but it sounds like we're kind of at a stumbling point at this point.
Right. All right, so I'm going to stop this recording. I'm going to post it maybe up on Yammer. I think everybody that's on Yammer, everybody is on Yammer. Richard's on Yammer. Is Dan on Yammer?
I don't know. I haven't seen him on Yammer. I can ask.
That's fine. I'll just post it to Vimeo and just share out the link.
Okay.
All right. I think that's it then. We'll leave it there.
All right. Thanks for your help, Gary.
No problem. Thanks.